Hello, and welcome to Horror Movies and Shit. I'm Jim, and with me as always is...
Mark.
And I'm hanging my head in shame right now. Anyway, Mark, go. I'm just going to sit here. You go.
We just had the most intense discussion that's ever had.
Yeah.
And Jim forgot to hit the record button.
I did.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
I know. I'm useless. Absolutely useless.
To be fair, it's titled Horror Movies and Shit, and we just got the shit part of it, so...
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. Okay, so, Mark, what are we doing today, other than repeating ourselves for the next 20 minutes?
Oh, gosh.
Cory back on, and we have Jordan. And Jordan will explain why he and Cory are on our show.
I can remember everything that I just said before.
I am never going to live this shit down.
Oh, no.
You mean
definitely not.
Never again. Yeah. Oh, wait, guys. Wait. No, I'm kidding.
I swear to God. So
lens caps off. We can't continue.
We are watching The Shape, which was a fan feature. I mean, it's kind of like on the cusp of that. It's like 46 minutes runtime, like a micro feature that my buddy Lucas Dunn, he came up with the original concept, and I wrote it, directed it, and all that other fun stuff, which it was a huge learning experience. I had no idea what I was doing while I was doing it, but you know, that's life. So, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. It's based off of his original concept that we shot about 2 years ago, which is just 16 minutes of just don't watch it. And
16 minutes of don't watch it. I love that description. I want to use that in the future. Do I have your permission?
Yes, you do.
Okay, great. So Jordan, would you consider yourself an auteur?
Well, now that I know what that means, I would say yes. Absolutely. I love being the jack of all trades, and you know, especially when it's your first project, it's like, you know, that's your baby, you know. I mean, I wasn't like completely married to the project. I learned that early on just from all the shit that I learned watching YouTube videos, which, you know, you guys missed it, but YouTube is everything. We talked about that for a while. And
we did.
But I got married to the responsibility of just telling these character stories, and you know, just the truth that needed to be told, and so that's why I was like excited to take all this on. There were nights where I just, you know, wanted to eat a bullet, and I'm just like, fuck, this is too much. But then, you know, you take 5 minutes, you smoke a cigarette, and you're like, I'm good, and you get right back at it.
Yeah, or you drink a bottle of wine in Mark and mine's case.
There you go.
So we had an author on, David Slayton, on one of our earlier podcasts, and he talked about how he approached writing.
Oh.
And it was very structured. And I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. A book or a screenplay, but it seems like a lot of work to get all those pieces put together. Do you rewrite stuff much, or do you, like when you're filming, do you change it on the fly, or?
Well, changing it on the fly, yes, because I mean the script is just a blueprint, and before I actually wrote the script, because like I said, you know, 2 weeks before writing the script, I had no idea how to write. I just YouTubed the hell out of it. I didn't even know there were free script writing softwares out there. I'm over here trying to figure out how in Word I can format like what font they're using, and I'm having to hit tab 1,000 fucking times, like all this stupid rookie bullshit. But I take Tarantino's quote to heart where he said, you know, if by the second act the characters haven't taken over, start over. And so I remember, like, my approach to writing is I would pace outside. I'd smoke like half a pack of cigarettes because I'm just hooked on like this opening, and like I know where I want to go with it, but I couldn't get past that. And then I realized, I was like, well, fuck, you have to write it down, you dumbass. And then once I wrote it down, that weight was off. And I still didn't know where to go with it, but at least had a clean slate to start. So I take like the last line of dialogue that someone was saying or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, what would this character say in this thing? Like, okay, well, who is this character? You know, what do they like? Are they, you know, pepperoni on, or you're a pineapple on pizza person or not? Like, you know, just all these different things. I'm trying to figure out this character to figure out what he would say next. And then I get one line, I go back to writing, and then 5 pages later, I'd hit the same say Mark, and I just did that. I realized there were points where I got myself in the way, and I had to get myself out of the way. And the only time in writing, I'll say this for any beginner writers out there, I mean, I'm still beginner, but the only time you can actually, like, you have to physically get yourself out of the way and do it even though you're kind of still in the way is when you start.
So Mark, I have a question for you, given that you're so interested in this process. Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you, given your proclivity, do you think you'd be able to write a character that prefers pineapple on pizza?
Well, yeah, it would be a very dark movie.
Oh, wow.
about psychological despair and about mental illness.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sorry, I had to ask. I know Mark's feelings about pineapple, and that became very important to me. Sorry.
No, don't get me wrong, Jim. Pineapple is fine as like a garnish on a drink. It's fine. That's where it belongs. Not on a delicious pizza.
Agreed. That and I'm allergic,
okay,
so
well,
you know.
You have to disagree, or you have to agree.
Yeah,
with what
exactly.
He said. Like, you did. Like,
but Mark, I have to give you props for dying up on that hill. But you are wrong. Pineapple is delicious on pizza.
Maybe I will write a script called The Pineapple Pizza Man, who goes around and force feeds innocent victims disgusting devil's fruit on a pizza.
Devil's fruit.
Devil's fruit. Okay.
So, I don't know.
So, Cory, why don't you refresh our memories for anybody that might not have listened to the other episode? How did you get involved in this project?
Yeah, sure. I think Jordan made a post on one of the Tennessee film pages that's available on Facebook, and I replied to it. And then once I inboxed him, we just couldn't stop talking to each other about the character and what he wanted for it and things like that. And because of that, it was completely different, and I was somewhat new to the industry and whatnot. And me and him literally have 2 to 3 hour conversations just about acting and all this other stuff, which I don't have with other people, which is so crazy. It's because we both love this industry so much. And within that, we really got to talking about the characters, and my character, his name is Lee, and what Lee would do, and just it was just so different. I was finding out who Lee was, and because of that, I was able to play this character just different than anything I've played so far, and because of this movie, it's really the movie that I was yo, this is why I want to become an actor, is because of this movie.
That's awesome. So, Jordan, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
And I've not seen the movie, but what is it like to get to know the actors and then have to kill them on screen?
Dude, I love it. I do.
I think I would also.
I love it. It's well, that's the thing too. Is I've always described to people the filmmaking process when you go from writing to basically you're done editing and it's completely wrapped. It's a series of breakups. That's what it feels like. Because you invest yourself into these characters, you write, and then they're telling themselves to you, and you're writing it down, and then all of a sudden you cast this person, they become alive, and you're physically there, talking to this character and seeing them act out, and it's so trippy. And then everybody goes home. That hurts. And then you get to relive it a little bit. So, I mean, whenever someone had to get killed off, I loved actually doing that, but then seeing them be all right, well, just hit me up on your next project, and you don't know when that is. You're just well, fuck, that character is actually gone, and you have to say goodbye to that character. That's the hardest part, unless they come back for prequels or sequels or whatever the fuck.
Right. Yeah, there is that, or an evil twin. Yeah, you never know.
Exactly.
There you go.
How do you feel about practical effects versus CGI in movies?
I feel all our effects were practical because we don't have a budget. And I love practical effects way more than CGI. If it's going to be CGI, it has to be Jurassic Park style CGI, not this other bullshit that everyone else is doing, which it blows my mind, that it was done so early. And even still now, it just blows everything out of the water. The impracticality of the CGI and the way the shit works, and even it can be a blood splatter. You can tell it's CGI. It takes you out of the moment. It takes you out of the film.
That's a conversation Mark and I had earlier when we rewatched Event Horizon, and how the liquid parts of the CGI really gave away the fact that it was an effect, because it just didn't hold up.
I think CGI is like any other tool, right? If it's used in the right way, it can be great.
Yeah.
But if not, it can really take you out.
Yeah, I agree.
A great example of that, and which is still crazy, is Terminator 2 still looks amazing to this day. And it came out, geez, in the 90s. It's like, it still looks amazing. But yeah, I agree, you guys, when it comes to the CGI and stuff like that, it's just, it can definitely take you out of it. That's why I love, more practical stuff. Like, that's why I love the Hatchet series so much, because it's like, it's all practical. It's a good story, but I love the kills, like they're practical kills.
It's like the weight, right? So with some CGI, there's no weight there. If you look at like Midnight Meat Train, I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes. Yeah, Midnight Meat. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I mean, Clive Barker, obviously, it's a really great story, and the director too, who did some really good movies. But like the blood spatter, it just looks fake as fuck. Like, why?
Yeah,
and that's not something which I think you need to CGI. You can get a blood pack or a tube or whatever, and actually have blood. So it's almost like, you need to dial that back a bit. But
yeah, still a good movie, but yeah, I definitely see your point. They could have used practical
CGI
stuff
is either
for it.
creative or lazy,
depending on how it's used.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I mean, when you were talking about Terminator 2, like if you pay attention to the pacing of the story, every time CGI was really used, it was effective and had an impact, and it drove the story more.
Right.
But we don't need to see a sunrise of CGI of like a sunrise or the ocean or a fish jumping out of water. Fuck that. Just
yeah, and like I remember the Blade movies, how they would do that whole night to day thing, and they would do it kind of like camera work. It was just practical. There was no CGI for it, and it was very effective.
And I will say that there is one scene where I've seen a CGI fish jump out of water that was extremely effective. That would that would have been Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when the dolphins leave the planet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that movie, but yeah,
go ahead.
But another great example too is like the original thing versus like the remake thing, where they use a whole bunch of CGI, but it's like you guys could do that practically, right? Because it's been done already.
So, Corey, did you might want to look it up? They have on YouTube the scenes where they had some practical effects in it.
Oh no, I saw it. Yeah, I was like, why didn't y'all do that? Because it looks so much better. Like, it was unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, CGI will get there at some point, but I always think if you can do it practically, and I know CGI is kind of a money thing too, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes CGI is just cheaper to do, but a mixture of the two, I think, will always work.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's possible, yeah. Because I've seen movies that've done a mixture of both, and it has looked pretty decent. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like CGI is great for like backgrounds and stuff, especially if it's you look at Marvel, like you may or may not like Marvel movies or like but like some of the scenery looks awesome, especially obviously in space and stuff. You're not going to be able to do that practically. So,
oh well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I feel like CGI will get there. It's just, I don't know, whenever I watch a film, it has like bad CGI or something that's just like thrown together. Like, I mean, let's not even talk about the mummy and the Rock's whole thing. That was rough.
Oh yeah,
but
bad. Recently, and then Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
But
God,
when you see things, at least when I see things like that in a film, where it's sloppy, I won't even continue watching the film, because, and usually you can tell early on, at least I do, because I just look at it so detailed, like tunnel vision, like trying to pick out all these things. Like, does this writer or director actually care about the story being told? And if they don't, I'm out. I don't give a fuck.
I think that everything is based on the writing, right? Yeah. So you can have great direction, great acting. The writing's not there. I'm not going to like it. right? And the same
I can prove you wrong right now, Mark. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, I am.
What?
I can prove you wrong. The Last Shark. The writing is abysmal, the direction's abysmal, and the special effects are terrible. But you love that movie.
Well, I like that movie. So, well, I mean, but then we're into like entertainment value. It's like Troll 2 or these movies that are so bad they're good.
Right.
Which, again, we've
had
this discussion. I don't think that you can set out to make a so bad it's good movie and make it so bad it's good. It's just like, I see
very accidental.
Yeah, you have to genuinely set out to make a great movie, and it absolutely sucks.
And see, that's the crazy thing. Is like you have these people they're like, we're gonna make a great movie, and they, even when it's wrapped and done and getting ready to publish, they think it's a great movie, and everyone else sees it and we're like, bro, like, I would never want to work with you. Like, what the fuck?
Again, like Troll 2, the director, the Italian director, he was like, there was watch parties, right? I think it's in that Best Worst Movie documentary about Troll 2, where like he was like, there's like so many people here to watch this movie, and he was like, that's awesome. But then they're all laughing, and like he couldn't understand. He's like, why are they laughing? Because he thought he made a genuinely good movie, and everybody was obviously taking the piss out of it. But at the same point, he genuinely felt he made a good movie. Right. But at the end of the day, like if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, at least people are enjoying it, even if it's not what I meant.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, if you had that much of a personal connection to the material, you might not have that same reaction. I don't think.
I think I would have to get over myself at a certain point and think maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, but at least,
How do we get you to that point, Mark?
Therapy.
I do have a quick question, though. So we're all supposed to have, like, red dots to show that we're recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see your red dots, yes. I see your red dots.
You do? Okay. I was just trying to find Jim.
I see it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jordan.
Gotta keep going.
Jim is not going to sleep tonight, by the way.
What'd you say?
Jim is not going to sleep tonight. He's going to be thinking about.
You're not kidding either. That is exactly
the only
me.
part of the
I will
podcast
be obsessing
that's
over
going
this.
to replay in his mind and keep him up is the part that wasn't recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was
fuck me. You know what? Hey, I will say this though. I that is the first big fuck up I've had. So
I feel honored.
You mean on the podcast?
You should.
I do.
I'm sorry, Mark. What did you say?
Nothing, Jim. Continue.
It wasn't important.
You dick. Yeah, no, of course not. I'm sure everybody else heard it. Don't worry. I'll hear it again in editing. Don't worry.
But
and then he'll cut me out.
I will say
and then I'll cut it.
One thing before we actually get into Washington Shape. Like the Michael that we are going for is a different Michael.
Okay.
It is a different Michael. Like, we didn't do any of, like, I mean, and Lucas was kind of somewhat against this, but I had to explain to him, I was like, well, I don't want to pay for these, songs. Like, we didn't use any original or any of, like, John Carpenter's music or anything else like that. I didn't want to deal with copyright shit, but also I was like, I see every single fan film. It's the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. I was like, I want to do something completely different. So just keep that in mind.
So what I'll say, Jordan, I may be losing money about this because I could make it. Maybe do a Mike Myers.
Fuck!
in his different roles.
Because Lucas tried to call me and it cut everything out. That dumb fuck.
He wants you to make a Mike Myers, Michael Myers.
Right.
Oh, dude.
So like Austin Powers killing people, but they have this fat bastard and. It's all his different roles.
Dang, that's a good idea. I actually had a great idea for a horror movie, but I found out that like it's coming out like in a couple weeks. I was like,
we're
son
talking
of a
about the
gun.
Grinch, aren't we?
Yeah.
I saw that.
I told this to Lucas and Jordan. It's like, yo, I want to do a movie where the Grinch is like a serial killer, and Lucas like, do it. And then like a couple days later, I see the Mean One comes out. I'm like, son of a gun.
David Howard Thornton, who played Art the Clown in Terrifier, will be playing the Grinch in this killer movie.
But the
which they should kill it.
They've started doing that though. They have that new Winnie the Pooh.
Well, you know why that is? It's because they became public domain. Yeah, it's because the characters became public domain, so now they're free to do that.
So
there's actually a horror Nutcracker movie on Tubi right now. Honestly,
oh Jesus!
Well, see the Winnie the Pooh thing. Like, I'm actually just really, really, really excited to be disappointed with that movie. So yeah, that's really.
So you're just expecting it to be bad?
Do what?
You're just expecting it to be like a bad movie, like a good bad movie.
Yeah.
My expectations are low, but I'm hoping it's going to be awesome.
It's just the concept, he leaves, and then they're just like, oh, they're so butthurt, they just fucking start killing people. It's like, bro, like, are you codependent much? Like, fuck.
Right. I'm really curious how they're going to make these characters real. Like, how are you going to make that not look like a rubber suit? I really want to see that.
Yeah. I'm interested in that. Stuff like that is just... part of me knows it's going to be bad, but going in, I'm like, I hope I'm surprised, because there's times when I've seen something that looks, oh, this is completely trash, but I've been surprised. I'm like, dang, this is actually good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think whenever you get movies with like name recognition, especially like childhood things, and it's low budget, they're probably just got financed by people who are like, hey, we're going to make like a killer Winnie the Pooh movie, so it'll get a lot of online with a trailer and stuff. And
because I remember when they did a Banana Splits horror movie, and it was terrible.
Corey, have you seen Willy's Wonderland? Have you seen Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage?
I did. That wasn't bad, actually.
It's the same concept.
It is. Well, it's more, to me, it's more Chuck E. Cheese than it is Banana Splits, in my opinion.
It's still the same kind of like animatronics coming to life.
True. Well, that is true. Yeah.
I'd love to see a movie where they did like the Berenstain Bears, but it's horror. I would watch the shit out of that. Even
is
if
it Bernstein or Bernstein?
I will only watch it if they spell the name properly.
It's like that.
No one knows how to anymore.
I know.
No. But then again, you got stuff like Pinocchio's Revenge and like Rumpelstiltskin that came out years ago, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a better quality Ginger Dead Man. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Oh wow, yeah, I know those.
Gary Busey plays a killer gingerbread man.
Yep.
So
it's fucking amazing.
That's the plot.
Jim, did you want to start up the movie so we can rip
ready whenever
before we accidentally stop recording?
I am never going to live this shit down.
He's going to mention it about 10 or 15 more times. That's what he does.
I know
be better.
So we're good. Okay.
Okay, and this is available on YouTube, right?
Yep.
A Halloween feature film.
Yep.
Yes.
So let me know how the sound is for you guys.
Okay. Good for me.
Is it all janky for everyone, or is it just me?
It is
just
janky.
You. Oh, it's not janky for me.
No, I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times, so.
Right. It's all good. That's better. Sorry.
It definitely sounds like me at work. That's for sure. Leave me alone. Let me do my fucking job.
I always wonder, like, when you're making a movie with, having a phone call, do you actually somebody?
You were cutting out, Mark. What'd you say?
No, I'm saying, like, whenever you see somebody talking on the phone in a movie, I always, if you had somebody actually talking.
I didn't in that scene.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Right. I think that's probably the way it is, but I always thought that might be easier.
Actually, it's not, because then you got to find another person. And you're just like, hey, man, just say shit. It's like, If no one's going to hear it, it doesn't serve a purpose. So I'm like, whatever. Just got to put my acting to the test.
And I'm guessing you like I always wonder, especially with the fan film type stuff. You guys use all of your own equipment. Like you're obviously not renting cars and shit for the movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like for it. So, Jordan, for the music in this, is it original music or is it?
No, I had a subscription for Epidemic Sound, and I was just going through trying to find music that matched the feel that I was kind of going for. And this one, it just, I don't know, it hit me on a different level. So I chose that one.
There's swearing in this?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I can't abide that. My delicate sensibilities.
100%.
Is that a real local story, Jordan?
Yeah, from 2 years ago.
That he must be talking to me, Mark, right?
I think right. You're not wrong.
That's true. I feel that in my soul, just so you know, Jordan.
Yeah, this is a real life.
This is some real life shit here. I do like the music so far.
Jordan?
Yeah.
So I do have a question for you, Jordan.
Okay.
So I saw your infotainment center, but yet the conversation was on an earbud.
Yeah. This is because conversations in my car are shit.
Gotcha. I can understand that.
And yes, that's a shameless plug for my YouTube channel.
Well, that's okay. We're getting into stalker vibes here, Jordan.
He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job being like a nerd like us.
I know. I got to get better about plugging our shit mark.
Right.
I do like the mask so far.
Nice. So, fun fact about that scene, I actually had to write that in because production took too long, and it actually was getting cold where I couldn't shoot that in a t-shirt.
Oh, good to know.
I'm sorry, Jordan. Where was this shot again?
It was all well. This whole part was shot at Imes in Knoxville. Yep.
I feel you need to move to Florida. It's a bit warmer down here.
I know. I'd love to.
See, now it makes me want to clean my screen. I like that setting. That's awesome. Whoop. Hell. Okay then. I do like that it's a fight.
Nice.
I do like that. So Jordan, what's it like to die on screen?
It's really hard to do and not laugh.
I can imagine.
Was this a world where it's just based within the Halloween world?
No.
This is Michael Myers.
So would you have known about Michael Myers when you first?
Well, that I can explain that later. It is, but it isn't.
Gotcha. Oh, there's Cory. I know that face. that scowl looks like me, Mark, doesn't it?
Oh, that's Jim's face.
Yeah. I don't think Jordan's going to answer.
Well, the first conversation that me and Lucas had is actually this conversation.
Ah, okay. I do see one thing that I do dislike so far. It's the proliferation of the Apple devices.
Yes.
That's Children of the Corn right there. See, the look on her face is how I generally feel at parties.
Ah.
That's totally like something somebody at a party would say.
Yeah. See, never before have I seen my party personality split so well. Like she's completely uncomfortable, and he's just making it weird.
Nice.
And that's me at a party.
Well, that's kind of chasing in general that I've learned.
Jim's the one making people feel weird, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So we know the roles.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the reveals so far.
Yeah.
Especially whenever Michael first showed up. I really like him.
Yeah.
Leonard's the best.
They do have great chemistry.
Was this all scripted, or was there?
Yeah, no, the first act wasn't, but once it picks up at the party, that's when I actually scripted shit out. But Cory had a lot of improv.
This is a good representation of parties, right? You always get like the guy that's sleeping and different.
Yep.
See, I would have to clean my fridge for a week before I'd let it be filmed like that. Is that the equivalent to "I'll be right back"?
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh no, Mark, you might be very disappointed soon.
Why?
I have that effect on people.
Why, Jim? What are you talking about?
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Thankfully.
Finally. Ooh. Oh, nice. Nice.
You've been crowbarred.
Yep.
Wait, were you going for like his jaw? Because
What's that?
it was like you'd rip his jaw out, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh,
I like that guy.
Wait. Oh, love it. Love
here's
it.
here's an idea for that shot. If you could have seen his face in the mirror, right?
Well, you saw it in the reflection of the top part.
Right.
Yeah.
It
But
was completely accidental.
that was a good kill right there.
Yeah, I like that one.
I will say this, to segue into what you're about to see next. The whole pool table conversation, pay attention to the dialogue and what they're arguing about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite scene from that.
I like the camera work in that part too.
Yeah. The
There's actually
camera works solid.
camera on that one. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Is Lee narcoleptic?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I did remember that detail and was wondering if that was going to come in or if there's just a lot of bathrooms.
Yep.
Ooh.
He is being a bit passive aggressive, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Nope.
What is it?
Their resentment goes deep.
Yep. Mm.
So very nice.
Very nice. Ouch.
Mm.
I do like the camera travel.
Yep. I like the shadow. That was a nice touch.
I tried.
I legitimately mean that because normally it would just be the door opening. You wouldn't see that. You're just supposed to expect the
Okay.
POV. So that's nice attention to detail.
Ooh, they'll have a party if we have to work tomorrow.
Right? There's your mirror shot there, Mark.
There we go.
Dun dun dun.
So my constructive criticism right now for the scene, not the one that's going to happen afterwards, is the horror movie trope where people don't get out when they should. And if maybe one of them got stabbed in the leg and the other one felt compelled to stay with them.
Yeah.
Mark's an every man for himself kind of guy. I do like the dialogue that they had about that exact situation, though, Mark.
I do like her hesitancy for going out by saying we don't know if it's more than one person.
Right.
But yeah. I kind of feel like I would just be getting the fuck out of there and dragging her along. Like I don't care. We're going out of here. And then if she like puts up a fight, well, you're by yourself.
Well, that's because you're a bulldozer. The gentleman in the scene is not.
I like to live, Jim. So they're in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, they're behind the island.
You'd be arming yourself? That's the other thing I'd say.
He tried. Is that a Roomba?
Yeah, you missed the Roomba scene.
Yeah, he turned the Roomba off.
Nice.
He'll kill people, but he won't break the Roomba.
Everybody's got priorities, right?
Yep.
He's cleaning house, literally. It's like the Jurassic Park scene, right?
That's what it was inspired from, yes.
Yep.
I love Lucas's line here.
Fuck you both. You both lose. Ooh.
He's being the Laurie Strode.
Yeah. Except Lori cried a lot more than she did.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to keep on subbing? Oh, come on now.
Well, she doesn't know about the whole thing about Michael, so I give her that. If she would have known, I'm sure she would have stabbed him multiple times.
Well, this is her first trauma. Give her some time to build up to it.
Right.
No, it's not
PTSD.
first.
Not everybody. I'm out in the open.
Everyone's like, okay,
Right.
not crazy.
Whoa.
That's a good ending.
That is good. Mark likes the dark endings.
Oh, I do. I don't like happy endings. That's a good shot there, too.
Yeah. That location's amazing, that silo.
Mm.
I think any building, like out in the woods somewhere, like that's a little unusual, is always a great setting.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
There's one more thing after this.
Hold on. Let me pause this so I can start sharing again. I hit the buttons prematurely. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's the story of my sex life. I know.
Honestly, I appreciate that because I didn't have to do it for him.
I was wondering where he went.
The best thing you can do is sleep in the bathroom.
Yeah, no kidding. Narcolepsy pays off.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Are we good now?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I don't want to, let go prematurely again.
Yeah, no.
No, you're good.
So,
Jim, what is your rating?
I thought it was solid. I'm not gonna lie. It was enjoyable. I mean, as for a first attempt, Jordan, I think it was quite admirable. I enjoyed it.
I appreciate that.
So, Jim, a 2 out of 10 then?
A 3 out of 10.
What did he give
solid
it?
3 out of 10. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
No, I thought it was a really good outing. If I'm being honest, I mean, there's obviously room for improvement, but I thought it was really well done. I liked a lot of the cinematography. The characters were awesome, so I enjoyed it a lot. What about you, Mark?
Nice.
So everything has to be viewed through a lens, right? As far as a fan made movie versus a big Hollywood production, right?
Right.
So you have to judge it by its own merits.
Yep.
And I would much rather watch this than the last 3 Halloweens.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Good grief.
I will give you the last 2. I do not agree with the 2018.
I mean, honestly, that's a low bar, so that's you can take that for what it is. But
appreciate that.
No, I would. I thought it was more entertaining.
Yep.
It made more sense because it was this one location. There's not a lot of bullshit going on. I really like some of the transitions. There is obviously it's a fan-made movie, so there's always going to be room for improvement.
Oh God, yeah.
I thought there was a lot of close-up shots, and maybe it's probably more difficult. And Jordan, you can talk about this. Maybe getting some of wider angles. It's probably different cameras and different things, but I loved some of the dialogue too. It was fun. I liked the characters. I thought it was fairly real. But I'll go back to the tropes. Now, there's tropes in major blockbuster horror movies, right?
Yeah.
And we all know.
Yeah.
Like I say, getting the fuck out of there. You don't sit and have a conversation, but you get the fuck out of there and then have a conversation way over there. But honestly, I thought it was really good. So
yeah, I agree. It was solid. I did enjoy that quite a lot more than I expected to, if I'm being honest.
Nice.
I was expecting it to be a lot.
Appreciate that.
I expected I had a lot lower bar set for the viewing of this film.
But honestly, yeah, I mean, I think that you definitely have something there, Jordan, and Cory. You were great in it too.
Thank you.
And I hope you both keep building on it.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely are. But I mean, Mark, we haven't gotten your score yet.
So viewing it through the lens of a fan-made film, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Damn,
nice. Thank you.
That's good. Do you want me to actually give it a score, Mark?
Yeah.
Or are we just going to stick with the 3?
Well, hang on, Jim. A score as if Cory and Jordan weren't here.
A score. I'm being honest. I enjoyed that. I would give that a 6. I think it was really well done and it was a great effort.
So Jordan and Cory, a 6 from Jim is like a 13 from most people.
Yeah, definitely take it. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be intrigued to see more work from both of you guys because I really enjoyed that.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
awesome.
And I don't care to talk about this because it's not like giving anything away really or anything like that. But it's basically gonna be it's gonna be a franchise. There's gonna be a part 3, and then there's gonna be a prequel. That's what we're building on.
Are you going to introduce any other horror icons in it?
Yes.
Are we going? Okay, I was about to say, are we going to tell them, or are we just going to keep it?
Intrigue the fuck out of people. Like, if they watch this film and they like it, and then me giving certain things away, it's like, they've already seen what we can do with Michael and doing him differently. And if they like that, then they're going to really love what we're about to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He's told me what he has planned, and I'm excited for the future of what we got planned for these certain characters we're going to bring to the shape.
And me saying it literally does not give anything away. Like I said, it's just going to intrigue people. But so the reason I wanted y'all to pay attention to the conversation they had around the pool table is because that character Matt is very crucial to Shelby and Lucas's and the whole friend group, really, their relationship.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there talking, and she's like, it's just weird because I haven't been back here since, and she stops herself from talking. She's talking about that moment.
Right.
And basically what's the sequel is picking up where, there's no way to get around this because, in the trailer, people are going to see it anyway. So, like, Lucas survives.
Oh. Twist.
Because the thing with Michael is the Michael that we're going for, he doesn't kill people that get in his way. He only kills people that he knows their death is going to affect me.
So I have a question. So, I know some about the movie specifically, well, it is, but like the financing and everything behind it, with cameras and booms and everything else being pretty cheap nowadays. Does that just give you a bigger palette to play with, right? Because
now it does. Like when we shot it, all the audio is completely in camera.
Right, because I can only imagine, like, whenever you look back in, like, the 70s, even 60s, 70s, 80s, they have to spend a lot of money, even for, like, the low-budget movies. Whereas nowadays, you can make it on an iPhone, right? They did that Unsane movie just on an iPhone.
Right.
So I can only imagine as an up-and-coming filmmaker, it gives you so much more to play with, right? Without having to get that investment, so it gives you more independence, right?
Yep.
So I thought it was very good.
But to answer your question of bringing other people in, I will tell you that, and the prequel plays a huge part in this, but the final film is going to lead up to the Michael versus Jason battle that everyone's always wanted to see, but they've never been given.
Huh.
I would think Jason would take Michael easily.
Yeah, because Michael doesn't have the supernatural aspect like Jason does.
Well, that depends on which movie you're watching.
Well, that's true. That is true.
That's true.
Jason is a tank, and I think Michael is more of a stealth killer.
Yeah, that's not untrue.
Right.
Rolls in there and just rolls over everyone.
Right.
And the guy we want to play Jason, he's built like a tank, so it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, he is, absolutely. And again, like it's not really giving any spoilers away for the sequel, I don't think, because me saying this, the way we're going to be depicting everything, like the sequel is going to be very much character driven.
Okay.
And it's going to really dive into the relationship that me and Lucas have. And then me discovering that, the reason fucking Michael was not in Illinois and he trekked on down to Tennessee is because in our timeline, he's destroyed everyone. He's killed his whole bloodline except for me.
Oh, okay.
And I find out that I was actually basically put up for adoption because my parents saw Michael doing all this crazy freaking demented shit and they didn't want me to grow up like that.
Okay.
And
so it's following like the more original, like Halloween 2 to
kind of. That's why Michael leaves me alive, because he's literally just, he gets off on fucking with me.
Gotcha.
Well, he has to have some entertainment. He doesn't watch TV or anything. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
what else is he going to do with his life? all he's got left is to fuck with his family.
Basically.
That's it.
It's like the Thanksgiving party from hell.
That's right.
Where they're all just going after each other.
Yeah, in other words, it's the Thanksgiving party where you just talk religion and politics the whole time.
Right.
Oh, God bless.
I dealt with that.
Michael.
I'm excited to do it. And when we did the original Shape, I had this whole concept for all these films and this whole storyline, and just I know like the level of it's. I mean, I'm not going to give away any quote unquote spoilers anymore, but I will say that I don't care about doing that because I'm confident in the fact that it's going to be so character driven that people are going to be drawn in to where even if you know what's going to happen, you're still going to be surprised by it.
Okay.
Because, you're like, I had a lot of people tell me they watched The Shape and they're like, I forgot that Michael was actually in the film, but it wasn't a bad thing.
Right.
Until he shows back up, because there's still that engagement, between.
Michael Myers is more in your movie than he was in Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
That's what everyone keeps saying. Is like, yeah.
That's how Michael should be used, right? If you look at the original Halloween, he's in the shadows and he's kind of behind bushes or behind, the washing line or whatever. And that's the way he's almost like a ninja.
Mm-hmm.
He's a shape. Right. Yeah.
Compared to a Jason who's a wrecking ball.
Yep.
And I think that's how the character needs to be used, not like Halloween Ends, where he's just not used at all.
Yeah,
but we won't.
He was used. He was used to feed a chipper, sir.
To a degree, he was, because he did have that one moment where he was stalking Lori, and that was it. I'm like, that's kind of the only stalking thing we got from him. The rest of the time, it was the Cory show, So
beat him up, and Cory was beat up by fucking band kids.
Yeah, through most of the film.
Yeah. Well, the perspective I took on that whole entire film was like, because they did Halloween, like the way they're doing this franchise is Halloween, then 2018 kills and ends, right? So all the other fucking bullshit doesn't matter.
Right.
So if you go into the mentality of like, thinking of, Rob Zombie's deal, or you went into the backstory or all this other stuff, then you're in the mind frame of like already setting yourself up to be kind of fucked up by this movie and not like it. I appreciated it because especially like when he grabbed Cory and they had that moment it was just like I interpreted it as like he saw that fear and that panic, like Michael did, and it showed a little bit of his humanity, which I know is completely anti-Michael, but also made him a little bit more real to me. That's how he related to him. That's why he was like, willing to kind of pass on the torch, because he gained strength by kills. So if he does that, in a way, Cory killing all these people is kind of giving him strength. Now he's getting the strength through Cory.
They tried to set it up like Michael is an infection of evil, right?
Yeah.
Especially in Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
But this is my main issue kind of with this trilogy, is that Michael killed 4 people 40 years ago. Like, you have fucking mass shooters nowadays killing 20, 30 people. Like, nobody would remember him. Like, I'm sorry, nobody would remember him. But anyway. So, I have a game to play.
Yes, Mark, let's get into the game.
Cory's already played this game, so he knows the rules. But Jordan, for you, I'll go over the rules. If you're okay to hang around for.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
So this is a versus game. So basically, just pick whichever movie is your favorite between these 2, 3, 4, whatever movies. And what I try to do is just try and make funny verses, using the movie titles.
Yeah, and mind you, a lot of these are a real stretch. But anyway,
some of them are. So what we'll do is we will go Jordan, then Cory, and then Jim.
Okay.
Okay. So pick your favorite. And by the way, if there is any movie where it's a remake or whatever, you can pick whatever version you want.
Okay.
Okay. The Hunt versus Prey.
Ooh.
If you haven't seen one of them, it's fine. You just say whatever. So The Hunt versus Prey.
Prey, because if you're going to do a prequel, that's how the fuck you do it.
Yep. It was excellent. Cory?
Oh, definitely Prey. That was awesome.
Okay. Jim?
The Hunt.
Okay.
Holy crap. All right.
I thought that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I like them both.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he didn't record the first 20 minutes of this podcast, so whatever.
Yeah,
Again, you're
take my opinion there for what it is.
Welcome to Jim's nightmare.
That's right.
Next up, Jordan, Beetlejuice versus Ant-Man.
Move.
How did those connect?
Beetle and Ant. Jim, come on.
Yeah.
Wait,
see
a stretch,
what were the
like
two
I
films
said.
again?
Beetlejuice versus Ant-Man. Which is your favorite?
There is only one correct answer.
Beetlejuice.
Okay, Cory?
I'll say Beetlejuice.
It has to be Beetlejuice. There's no other option.
Jordan, April Fool's Day versus May.
Ooh.
April, May. Let's see what I did there.
April Fool's
I got
Day.
that one.
Okay, Cory?
I'll say April Fool's Day, the old school, not the remake.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can pick whichever one you want. Jim?
Yeah, I'm going with Cory's answer. April Fool's Day, the original.
Okay. Next up, Jordan, The Stuff versus Bad Taste.
Ugh.
I have to opt out of that. I've never seen either one.
Okay. Cory?
I'll say The Stuff.
Jim?
I got to go with The Stuff because I didn't even make it all the way through Bad Taste. I found it boring.
Yeah. I never saw Bad Taste. I've seen clips of it, but I'm like, it's interesting, honestly.
So is This Stuff. Anyway, next up, Christine versus The Hitcher. Jordan?
Ooh, that's rough.
God damn.
I didn't say it was going to be easy.
Yeah. You didn't say what?
I didn't say it was going to be easy.
No, you did. You're right.
Well, you should have segued with the fact that it wasn't going to be easy. Now you're telling us it's not going to be easy. Hitcher.
Okay, Cory?
Wait. Hang on. Which one, Jordan?
Doesn't matter.
No, I want to know. I'm curious. We talking C. Thomas Howell or Sean Bean?
You mean Rutger Hauer?
Well, if we're talking just about the guy that played the Hitcher, yeah, Rutger Hauer or Sean Bean.
Power.
Okay, I'm good with that. Corey?
Gosh, I'll take Christine.
Okay, solid.
Yeah, I'm going with The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer.
Next one is
just for the tractor trailer scene.
Next one is a meme-worthy one: Godzilla versus Bambi.
Dude, what?
Yep, Godzilla versus Bambi.
Bambi.
Really?
Yeah, Bambi. Are you kidding me, dude? I've never cried during a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, there's a lot more trauma wrapped up in Bambi than there is in Godzilla.
I could watch it tomorrow and cry. Godzilla, I'm like,
It's just a lizard.
I guess it doesn't matter which Godzilla, right? Because there's been like 5 of them.
You're having to say that is bad.
Yeah, there's like 25 of them, aren't there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's the old school one, there's the terrible one, and then there's the actual good one that came out years ago. So if we're doing that, then I'll say Godzilla, the recent one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bambi because of the trauma.
Well,
but I will defend. I will let Corey know that the 1995 Godzilla was far superior to any of the new ones.
You are smoking crack. Next question.
Corey, see what I have to deal with?
I see. As someone who grew up loving all the old school Godzillas, no, that one was just terrible.
I absolutely loved it.
Okay, Jordan.
Okay,
yeah.
Freaky versus Friday.
Ooh.
I see what you did there. That's a Jamie Lee Curtis reference.
I see what you did there too. When you say Friday, what you?
The Ice Cube movie.
Oh, okay.
These aren't all horror movies. Sometimes all.
No.
Oh, okay.
Bambi. It's not a horror movie. Well,
honestly, Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm with Jordan. Friday.
Jim? I'm going to go with Freaky because I've never seen Friday.
Oh, Friday's awesome. Okay, moving on. Conan the Destroyer versus Barbarian.
Ooh. Wait, the movie Barbarian or Conan the Barbarian?
The movie Barbarian.
Yeah, I haven't seen Barbarian, but based off of what everyone's telling me, I gotta go with Barbarian. Just because of reviews alone.
That's so wrong.
Conan the Destroyer versus Barbarian.
Yeah. I'll go with Conan. I like Barbarian was dope, but Conan is just I grew up on that movie, so it's one of my favorites.
Jim?
Yeah, I'm going with Conan too because I did not enjoy Barbarian at all.
Okay. Next up, Near Dark versus 30 Days of Night.
Ooh,
dang, that's a good. That is a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, it is, but I mean, 30 Days of Night.
Corey?
Flat out.
But since I saw this one recently, I'm going to go with Near Dark.
Jim?
I'm going to go with 30 Days of Night.
Near Dark's better.
You just say that because Bill Paxton's in it.
Next up, Terror Vision versus Videodrome.
Gotta opt out. I ain't seen one.
Okay, Corey?
I haven't seen Terror Vision, but I have seen Videodrome, so I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to sit in Jordan's corner. I haven't seen either one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You've never seen... Okay, this is what I have to deal with. Jim, I know you'll have seen both of these. The Lost Boys versus Finding Nemo.
Oh, why you gotta do me like that? God damn. Oh, God. Fuck.
The Lost
Finding Nemo, because I didn't cry during the Lost Boys.
That is your only cop out.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
That's my only cop out. Dude, that fish, dude, like, come on, man. He's trying to find a son. I had kids. I can relate.
Fine. I'll take the Lost Boys.
Jim?
Yeah, I'm going with the Lost Boys because it's the only vampire movie that made me cry.
Okay.
Ooh,
I can see that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid, and Michael, the anguish that Michael's going through, like, really got to me when I was a kid.
Oh, it wasn't the sax player.
No, it was not the sax player.
Okay.
So, Jordan, just in case you didn't know, that's a gay joke.
Oh, okay.
What?
The sax player wasn't gay.
No, he wasn't. But the joke wasn't at his expense, was it?
Okay, Mother versus the Stepfather.
Again, got to opt out.
Okay, Corey?
I did years ago see The Stepfather. It wasn't bad, so I'll go with The Stepfather.
Yeah, I'm going with the Stepfather because I thought Mother was boring.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Which is a shock because I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yes, I love everything she's ever done except for that.
Okay, Silent Hill versus Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, God.
Versus what?
God.
Silent Hill.
About this on our podcast. God damn it.
Yeah, we talked about this on our podcast. This is very funny.
You're going to be surprised.
What?
Okay.
What are you going with? Really?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, but when it comes to Johnny Depp movies like Sleepy Hollow, like, you can just fucking be a pirate. That's all you need to fucking do.
Okay, so Corey's going with Sleepy Hollow, I guess.
Yeah, because it's like the mood of it. Just like Tim Burton's movies are dope, and the decapitation scenes were so good. Like him and like Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci, I like them together. So yeah, I definitely go with that. I really didn't like Silent Hill that much at all.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Because I fell asleep when you were talking.
Yeah, whatever. It's okay. It's fine. You don't have to take some movies. It's all good.
Okay, Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sleepy Hollow because I'm a big fan of Tim Burton around that time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next up is Blade versus Machete.
Ooh, okay.
So many elements to both of these. There really is. I'm going to go with Machete.
Okay, Corey?
Brawl.
I'm going with Blade for personal reasons.
Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Blade because I thought stylistically it was so much better, and I love the fact that Tracy Lords gets killed.
Why do you hate Tracy Lords, Jim?
I don't know. It's something about her face. I just don't like her.
See what I mean?
Wow. It's a Ron Riggle answer. It's like, there's something about your face. I just want to punch it. I don't know what it is. I want to punch you in the face.
I get that. I have that feeling a lot.
If Tracy Lords...
Well, I have that effect on people, so we should probably not me.
Yeah, it's probably good that we're doing this remotely, right?
Right.
Next up, Jordan, Little Shop of Horrors versus Big Trouble in Little China.
Ooh, ouch, that hurts.
Yeah.
It does, but horrors.
Okay. Corey?
All right. Sorry, hello? Yeah, sorry, someone tried to call some stupid number. But yeah, my pick...
Oh, you made him think.
No, it wasn't that. No, it's...
There you are.
Crap, what was the question again?
Oh, so you didn't make him think. Okay.
Oh, Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors versus Big Trouble in Little China. Little Shop of... Okay. Jim?
This is easy for me.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Easy.
Okay. Next up, The Descent versus Up.
Oh God! Here's the thing.
This is easy. I'm gonna give Jordan's selection. He's gonna go with Up because he didn't cry during The Descent.
No. Here's the thing. I didn't cry during either. I'm gonna go with The Descent because I saw that movie, and then a week after I saw that movie, my buddy decided to give me a Christmas present, which was us spelunking in Mammoth Cave, and we had to sign a waiver and shit to where we
did the waiver mention deformed humanoids?
No, it basically said that if you die on our watch, you can't sue us, and I was like, well, obviously because I'm fucking dead,
right?
But no, and then there was this creepy thing. Like we were walking across this thing, and we had to have our legs out because it was like a 200-foot drop. And then it hit a point where you had to go to one side, and it was wide enough to where like one of your feet, it was like the width of one of your feet sideways. And so you had to do this and like hug the wall, right? And then she said, if ever you hear like a crackling or anything, or I yell, go, you go to the left side. And that happened because one of those fucking stalactites or mites or whatever the fuck they're called that are up top fell down.
Right.
And we watched it fall down. And then after that, she decided to have us all turn off our lights in the pitch black. And then one dude randomly decided to sing the national anthem. And that was creepy as fuck. So I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I love you, but fuck your present. No. So
Fuck
yeah,
you and your spelunking.
It's gonna be up.
Hands down. Like if I had ever been on an air balloon, like maybe up, but no.
Cory, Jim,
It's going to be down.
Down the descent.
Yes, down.
Down.
And there's one scene in that movie that defines the whole movie for me that gives me that fuck yeah moment, and that's when the main character puts the pickaxe through the lady's leg.
Oh yeah.
That entire scene cemented that movie for me.
Yep.
That's what happens when you get a bunch of women together.
Fair.
Next up, The Crow versus The Cat in the Hat. Jordan?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out the angle on this one.
The Crow
cat, get it?
and a cat.
Yeah. It's a bird and a cat.
Okay.
Yeah,
There it is.
It's The Crow.
The Crow. It's The Crow.
Cory? Jim?
It's The Crow.
Everyone's voted for The Crow. Okay. Wrong Turn versus Let the Right One In.
Now to me, the second one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Right. Wrong. Jordan?
Wrong turn.
It was the second one. The second one to me is like I think they should have stopped after that. Second one to me, I felt like was better than the first one in my opinion.
Hey, they had Henry Rollins in what, the second one or third
So,
one?
that was horrible. All of them are terrible past the second one, honestly. But yeah,
The newest one was
So,
terrible.
wait.
But
sorry. So it's Wrong Turn and I'll Let the Right One In,
or the first.
Jim?
Let the Right One In.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cory. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim?
I'm going with Wrong Turn.
Final
I have not seen
Destination.
Let the Right One In.
Okay. Next up, Final Destination versus Arrival.
Oh, Final Destination.
Oh, God.
Hell yeah, Final Destination, dude. Like, yes.
Jim?
Yeah. Final Destination.
Okay.
I'll say The Ritual because I haven't seen The Right yet.
Ooh, that's rough. That's rough.
Ritual.
Ritual.
Oh.
Cory?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I gotta go with
Right.
I have to go
I
with
mean,
the
he's
right
good,
just
but
for
he's
Sir
not
Anthony
good
Hopkins.
at everything. I mean, he's good, but he's not good at everything. He was in Transformers for
Yeah,
God's
you're
sakes. Come on.
This would not be the first time, Jordan.
I like the first one, but not all of them. Yep, we do.
I love Transformers. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so Cory, now we know our audience.
Okay. Next up is a triple header. So it's
Oh Jesus!
us versus them versus the others.
Oh, the others.
Ah.
The others, only because that twist at the end I did not see coming. And then when
Really?
I watched it, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot.
I'll say us. I like us.
Yeah, because then when you rewatch it, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Cory? Okay. Jim?
I'm going
Very
with the others.
good. That's a good one.
Okay. Firestarter versus Brightburn.
Yeah, if we're going the old school one, then yeah, I'm gonna say that. But Brightburn was so good. But
Jordan?
I'll go with Firestarter.
Cory? Okay. Jim?
Tremors.
Brightburn.
Okay. Tremors versus The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Tremors.
Oh, sorry, my dog is choking in the background.
Yeah, I gotta go with Tremors.
Yeah, I'll say Underworld for me too.
Underworld versus Overlord.
Ooh,
Underworld.
That's a good one.
Underworld.
Underworld?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to Overlord.
Okay.
Same. I haven't seen any of those.
The Dead Don't Die versus Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
Got to opt out.
Wow.
Okay, it's just a funny matchup of lots of D's. Jim, you like lots of D's. What's your pick?
Oh, it's like you've seen my sexual history. Anyway, I am gonna go with Denver only because The Dead Don't Die was stupid.
Okay. Next up, Jordan. The Stand versus Falling Down.
I'll take Stand.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Stand.
Corey? Jim?
I think Falling Down was a superior film.
Yep, I agree. Ghost Ship versus Snakes on the
Ghost
Plane.
Ship. That opening alone is just fantastic.
Tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Ghost Ship.
I just,
Okay. Corey?
Yeah, the opening. Yeah.
The opening was great. The rest of it was mediocre. Jim?
Yeah. I'm going with Ghost Ship.
Okay. You're Next versus Nope.
no, because I really don't like You're Next.
You're Next because I haven't seen Nope.
Okay. Corey?
That's fair.
Okay. Jim?
See, I'm going to go with You're Next because I really like the home invasion more than I do the aliens.
Come on it, man.
Okay. Wishmaster versus Aladdin.
Yeah. You know what? Y'all can kiss my butt. Aladdin.
Wishmaster.
Aladdin is my... Everyone has their Disney movie. That one's mine. So, yeah. No,
What?
Aladdin is my favorite. So, that's my Disney movie. So, yeah, whatever.
Then
I have
pick
lots
the
of
right
Disney
one.
movies.
Wait.
Jim?
I forgot what we were comparing. Aladdin and what? Wishmaster. Wishmaster. I'm going with Wishmaster. 100%.
Okay. Next up, we have 4 movies in a versus. Just wait till the ending. So the 4 movies are The Green Room versus Pink Flamingos versus Deep Blue Sea versus Red Dragon.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with Red Dragon.
Deep Blue Sea.
Okay. Corey? Mm-hmm. Jim?
Deep Blue Sea.
Okay. Dune, or as I would say it, Dune, versus Waterworld.
Oh, wait. So we're talking The Rock Doom? Is that what we're talking about?
Waterworld?
What?
Oh,
Are you
Doom! Oh, my bad.
No.
Yeah, sorry, you're good. Yeah, because I saw the new one, I liked it, so I'll go with Dune.
Like
Dune. Dune.
Okay, it's my accent. Jim?
Yeah. I'm going with Dune.
Okay, so I hope you have
Just so that Jordan knows, it's because nobody likes Kevin Costner. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, well, we all make mistakes.
Okay, so this is a versus one that I could have went on forever, but I limited it to 11 movies in this versus.
Okay.
So you have to pick
For Christ's sake.
favorite of these 11 movies.
Jeez.
And I will say it a couple of times.
Oh.
Right. Are we ready? Do we have our First Blood versus Split Second versus Close Encounters of the Third Kind versus Born on the 4th of July versus The Fifth Element versus Sixth Sense versus Seven versus The Hateful Eight versus The Ninth Gate.
I was like, what? There's only like
versus The
3 of those
Ten
that I like,
Commandments
so it's all good.
versus Ocean's 11.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jordan, would you like me to repeat that?
If
No,
you could,
please
one more
don't.
time, though.
First Blood versus Split Second versus Close Encounters of the Third Kind versus Born on the 4th of July versus The Fifth Element versus Sixth Sense versus Heaven versus The Hateful Eight versus The Ninth Gate versus The Ten Commandments versus Ocean's 11. So basically, you can do 11.
I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna take one. No, I heard what you said. No, I'm gonna take one that probably no one's gonna pick, and I'll pick Split Second.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay, the Rooker Hauer classic. Yes. Jim?
I'm going with Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay, and I would go with either 7 or First Blood. It would be
First Blood was on my list.
Okay, that is our fun game. Hope you all enjoyed yourself.
I did. I always enjoy that game.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark.
The only thing that I have left is just a couple of movies I've watched. So, Jordan, I don't know if you want to talk about anything you've seen recently that you want to just talk about.
Read, video games, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you mean like right now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, he started off with like, I have some things, and then he segued me in there. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going first, second one.
I'm a good guest.
No, so two movies that I've seen recently that just kind of like blew my mind. One more than the other one. I saw Creep for the first time.
Okay.
I loved that because it blew my mind in the found footage style that they did it. And the way it just, it's one of those films where it's like, it hits a point and you're like, okay, this is the end of it. And then you realize it's not.
Oh, did you like that?
Like, well, fuck. You're still engaged.
Okay.
I like that. And then I saw Tick, Tick, Boom. Dude, holy fuck. Yes. I hate musicals. I mean, my God, I hate it. I'm like, if you're going to the fridge to get milk, just don't have 15 randos in your house singing about it. Just fucking do it. Fucking hate that shit. But this one, it just, it choked me up in certain parts. Like, it was good. Like, the music accented the tone of the movie.
Really good.
And it was, oh, man, I don't know. It's up there with, like, my top 3 favorite of all time.
Wow.
I did actually finish Wednesday recently on Netflix, and it was surprisingly good. It was Tim Burton directed most of them, and it was good. I'm sure it's better than The Munsters, which I'll never see. Yeah. So no, God, no. But it was good. I watched Warrior Nun, which it was decent. So there was that, and it's just basically been watching stuff on YouTube and just different fan films and stuff like that, just getting things like that. But that's basically what I've been watching. I've just mostly been watching TV series. I've been watching a lot of movies, not yet anyways. I kind of want to see that Nutcracker movie thing. So yeah, you tell me about that. No. Oh wait. Sorry, I forgot. I streamed this I watched this season last night. BoJack Horseman.
You need to watch Bloodline.
Yeah, I watched the first season and it was actually pretty good. I'm like, wow, this is, and it's the reason I really watched it is because I'm going to be doing a movie with Jordan Lucas called Steps, and that's kind of the tone of what they're trying to go for. So I was watching and I'm like, yo, this is really good. So yeah, I started the first season and yeah, it's really good. So I did start on that.
Yeah.
Right. It's so I definitely stream that. It's really good. I'm gonna keep probably watching those and things like that. But yeah, it's mostly TV shows. I'm gonna try not to.
Don't binge watch it, dude. Don't binge watch it.
Ooh, that's very good. I like that. Very good. I enjoyed it.
So I don't know if we talked about this yet or not, Mark, but I did watch Smile recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have yet to see it. I've heard so many good things about it.
I thought it was really well done. I thought it was different. There was a bit of, I thought they could have ratcheted up the tension a bit with the whole smile thing. But other than that, I thought it was really well done and I enjoyed it. Then I did start Wednesday.
I do like Jenna's portrayal as Wednesday, though. It was really good.
And it's okay. I'm not crazy about Catherine Zeta-Jones playing Morticia.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Jenna Ortega's pretty good. I like the fact that Christina Ricci's
it does. I promise it does get better. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, it eventually does get better.
I enjoy a lot of the cast. I just have to give it more of a shot. I have to get more into it.
Oh, I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, and then we just started the 3rd season of C with Jason Momoa. Only seen one. So I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons, but there's 3 years between the 2nd and 3rd season, I think.
Okay.
So I have to get back into it. But it so far it's okay. but like I said, I'm only one season in so far. I do have a new audiobook I'm listening to, Mark, called Mage Errant. It's the first 2 books in a series, and so far, it's pretty good. It's sort of like if Harry Potter was being trained with battle magic. It's pretty interesting.
If Harry Potter was being trained with battle magic,
yes.
How much of a fucking nerd are you, Jim? I mean, are you going to say if he rolls 11?
Oh my god!
I might, except there's no dice here. He does, however, form a magical pact with a sphinx.
Dang.
Well, Jim, I got one for you. So, Smile versus Black Phone.
Black Phone.
You said Black
I like
Phone?
Black Phone better.
Okay. Jordan, by the way, I've trademarked.
Yeah, Black Phone was really good too. But yeah, I enjoy Smile. I didn't know until after the movie that was Kevin Bacon's daughter. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, the lead actress is Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick's daughter. Yeah, that is.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and he was in that holiday special.
If I ever get a chance to work with him, I just shit myself.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was that
one series that he did that gets so underrated? It actually got canceled after I think it was like the 3rd season.
The Following.
Yeah, dude. Holy fuck!
It got boring. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I could see where it got boring and they ran out of ideas, but it's like, didn't them fucking cast like new writers or something like shit?
If they would have changed up the story, and not tried to continue the same quote unquote killers, for all 3 seasons, I thought it would have been fantastic, but it got boring after the 2nd season.
Yeah, that was just oh god, I love that show.
Yeah, I agree. It was really well done.
Anything else, Jim?
No, that's it for me. What about you, Mark?
So I've been watching, obviously, the World Cup, proper football.
Of course.
All right.
That's proper football. Not the hand egg thing. As far as movies, I watched Jordan Peele's Nope.
And what did you think?
You have to see it a few times, right?
I initially, once I watched it online, I didn't like this. But it's one of those movies.
Yeah.
Where I thought, I kept thinking about it. So that's a good thing about a movie. Like, if a movie makes you think about it after you've watched it, even if you didn't like it on first viewing, it's probably a good sign. And I think I may have changed my mind.
Right.
even with that second viewing, I do think it probably could do with some trimming as far as length, but I appreciate.
I was the same way too, and then I watched Dead Meat had their thing where they review movies and stuff like that. And after watching that, I was like,
okay, that's fair.
Because it didn't really hit me all the stuff that I missed. But when I was hearing them talk about it, it's like, yo, this is actually better than I thought it was. Right.
Right. And that I also did the same thing.
Yeah.
I watched some reviews of it, which I normally do afterwards, and then I'm like, okay, it felt a little disjointed to me, on initial view, and I don't know, I might have not been in the right mood to watch it either, but what's this monkey thing got to do with the rest of it, and what? But then okay, I kind of get what he's going for now. It's all about the start to say about spectacle,
correct,
and it's all about
and then the whole part of the barn too, where it's like he could have gave us this movie, but he decided to give us something different
from it.
Yeah,
right. I think it was more. There was more stuff in it than I picked up on my initial viewing, and like I said, I think maybe if it was an hour and a half on my initial viewing, it would have made more impact.
Oh, absolutely! Gosh, it's beautifully shot. It really is.
Rewatch, but I did love certainly the cinematography and the acting.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
It's very much like the old spaghetti westerns, almost like with the landscape and everything else.
Wow.
That's one of the few movies where I've changed my mind on it without rewatching it, just by thinking about it a little bit more.
I would say I do have a question for both Mark, you, and Jim.
Okay.
Going back to The Shape and what you all just watched,
knowing
that there's going to be a sequel.
Yep.
What do you want to see more of, and what do you want to see less of?
Jim, go ahead.
I honestly, the only issue I had story-wise was the tension between Shelby and the guy, the conversation. It didn't feel fully fleshed out. That's the only thing that I would say story-wise. Everything else, I think you guys are onto something great. I'm just excited to see where it goes from here.
Okay.
I would like a little bit more focus on the overall plot. It just seemed like Michael Myers was dropped into this situation. So to get that fleshed out a little bit more would be good. But I really did like the banter between the characters. I really liked how a lot of it was shot. So it's almost like just fleshing out the plot a little bit more.
Okay. I like that. That. Yeah. And also, the last question I have is do any one of you all have like good recommendations for movies that I could watch that are centered around an OCD character? Because I'm getting ready to take on a role where I have to play an OCD dude.
Don't ask Mark for movie recommendations. They're just going to be terrible.
Well, I mean, I figured, but
Dude, you should seriously check out. We talked about a little bit, but I know this movie isn't great. But check out Boogeyman 2 with that one character honestly, I told you about. Yeah, check out him because he's like, he's just really OCD, and even his death was just like really messed up. But I think that'll help you with your role if you like watch him and all the stuff that he does.
So my suggestion is not horror related.
No, Jordan? It didn't have to be horror related because this is not a horror film; it's more drama based. And
if I were you, I would probably
forget about that.
I would recommend it.
Forgot about that show. Good recommendation
of portraying the compulsions is watch Monk with Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, that's very good.
You're right. Yep.
I watched. It's on my TV every Sunday from dusk till dawn.
Okay.
Yeah. I would recommend.
I mentioned with what's his name, Nicolas Cage and Matchbook Men and Jack Nicholson as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm trying to think. Like,
I
also
really
think
good.
The Good Doctor might be a good show to check out.
I love him, dude.
Freddie Highmore is fantastic with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because like
Bates Motel.
I've seen him in kids movies, and he's British. Like he started out doing like British kids movies. It's like so seeing him doing an American accent is kind of weird. So I got the reverse of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my
that's what it was. That's what it was. I knew it was something.
He was talking normal. I'm like, what the fuck?
See, my first introduction to him was in the Spiderwick Chronicles.
Fuck those British people. I'm British.
Oh, you could say that, Mark. We can't.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
He's from the UK.
I mean, I respect tea and biscuits just as much as the next person.
I'm from Northern Ireland, so it's all about car bombs and drinking.
Oh, yep.
Okay, I just have one more thing to talk about. And this, Jim, you will know this, right? This is the Japanese Evil Dead classic clone Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Jim, what are your thoughts on that movie?
I have no thoughts.
You've never seen Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell.
Given our exposure to each other and our discussions about movies, what in your mind makes you think I've seen that movie?
Now, this is one, Jordan, you might be interested in this. I mean, this...
I would, but I have ADD, so I lost interest halfway through the fucking title.
It's on Shudder now, and it's like made in like the mid-90s, but like they shot it. It's either a budget thing or it was on purpose. I think it was on purpose. The film reel is like low budget 70s.
No.
But it is very much like an homage to Evil Dead. It's only like 60 minutes long. So it's almost like a fan-made movie. But like some of the effects are good in it. It was all right. It's just fun to watch different stuff.
I was going to say, all that build-up for it, yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean,
welcome to my life, Jordan.
I was getting so excited. I was like, maybe I'll watch this.
Watch different movies.
Right. I'm like, okay.
And sometimes I'll like love them or hate them, and those
you
are
get
the
excited
ones.
about it. You're like, yeah, I love this film.
And
then talking about it, like, yeah,
more.
I really
The ones
who hated this film.
The ones middle of the road, I'm just like, it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, the effects were the acting was decent, but you know.
Well, to throw y'all out another fan-made film. If y'all want to do another one of these for your podcast, whether it's just you or you want to invite me and my buddy on, and that'd be cool too. Regardless, either way, is one that just hit YouTube and it's kind of blowing up. Is He Comes to Kill?
I have seen. I was telling Cory this before you joined, Jordan. August Aguilar has been posting about that a lot. So
yeah, dude,
I'd be down for it, Mark, if you would be. That could be something.
How much are we getting paid, Jim?
You're gonna double me probably.
Yeah. I was going to say, Mark, I'll double your current salary for this podcast.
You quadruple it. Okay, yeah, no, I'm always up. We're always up for advertising and looking at new horror up and coming.
Yep,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I got cast in this movie playing a role that it was the first time I got to play opposite of someone. Because, in The Shape, literally all my scenes was just me and then this imaginary thing I'm scared of.
Right.
And then this one, it was just like, I don't know, as I'm playing this psychopathic, cult following kind of killer, copycat killer kind of a person. And it literally showed me how badly I wanted to do acting.
Nice.
Yeah. And
I think those are the sort of roles, though, that you really get to enjoy yourself, right? Because
well, I mean, that's hard to say because, like, I mean, I'm really method, and so when I was in that character's mindset, a buddy of mine, he didn't know any better. The buddy of mine, Lucas, who was there, he was doing behind the scenes photos and everything. He knew not to talk to me in between scenes. This one dude didn't. And he came up to me and he was like, hey, man, like, how you doing? And everything. I was like, well, I'd be doing a lot better if you just fuck the fuck off and stop fucking talking. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck are you, dude? I went off on him. Like, and I had to apologize to him afterwards, but.
I don't even have to method act that. I do that just day to day.
Yeah, I usually do, but this was actually a dude that I liked.
So I have a question for Jordan and Cory and Jim, if you want to chime in. Just, I don't have anything else, but Jordan, what is your favorite horror movie, if you could pick one?
Oh, my favorite horror movie, if I could pick one.
Right, this one.
God.
Yeah.
It's, I have to mention this one. It's solid second, The Exorcist, only because I saw that when I was 5.
Yep, classic.
Yep. And then
he just said he was 5 when he saw it. He didn't.
Mark, did you hear the age he just quoted us?
When he saw it.
Well, I don't listen to youngsters. So
yeah, I know. I'm 5 years old. My uncle was like, "Hey,"
he said he was 5 because Jordan. Yeah, a little backstory here. Mark likes to say that there's something wrong with me because I saw The Exorcist at 8.
Oh no, 5. Dude, I got you trumped.
No, Jim's wrong. There's something wrong with Jim because
I've seen it.
Jim and his mom sat down when Jim was like 9 to watch The Entity. I don't know if you know The Entity, but it's about a ghost raping a woman, and that was like Saturday night movie. They're both sitting there eating popcorn when Jim's 9.
There's scenes where the entity is
at that age.
There's no sex in it, so sure, why not?
What do you mean? What?
He meant to say there's no.
But yeah, there was stuff in there, dude. I've seen it.
So at the age of 9, I did not understand that subject matter, so it did not bother me. Yeah, I know that as an adult, but at the age of 9, I did not understand.
When I was 5 and I watched The Exorcist, I'm watching it because my uncle was babysitting me. He's like, "Well, I don't know what to fucking do with you because you're a kid, and I'm an old person, so let's just watch The Exorcist." I'm watching this movie, and the whole time I'm like, "Dude, that's fucking cool." And he's like, "When did you learn that word?" And I'm like, "I'm 5, bro."
I listen.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. It got me hooked on that shit. But overall, my favorite, I'd have to say, God. There's so many.
I know. Nobody said it was going to be an easy podcast.
No,
that's right.
Yeah, no. You guys should have that like in your description for your podcast. This is never going to be easy.
Yeah,
that's right.
We'll want to come on. You're going to have a terrible time in this podcast.
And anybody that's listened to this podcast, Mark, knows that they should just not show up.
Oh, probably. I shouldn't even show up.
Honestly, I'd have to say, even though now it's because of the time that it was shot, and now it's not so much a horror movie, it's just like, a cult classic or whatever, but at the time, it freaked me the fuck out to where I would always walk on like concrete is Tremors.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. That one.
I think it's a solid movie. It's not even a cult classic, maybe, but.
Well, I mean, the only reason I say cult classic is because they ran through that whole entire fucking. They went to a TV series.
Another
they did
for me too. But I'd say second for me is Hatchet, but first for me would probably be because it's a movie that I kind of faced my fears and watched it because when I was a kid, I hated horror movies. They scared the crap out of me. So I finally got the courage to watch a horror movie, and I found myself actually cheering for the bad guy. And it was the very first Halloween. Yeah. Even though he's not my favorite slasher, my favorite is Jason, but that was just a movie that just kind of set me on this path.
Jim?
Mark, what is my favorite horror movie?
I swear I thought I was going to say My Little Ponies or something.
No.
Troll 2?
No. It's it.
Friends. I don't.
Exactly, right? Mark, I know yours.
Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, no. So it really is a toss-up. If I'm going for all-time favorite, it's going to be either Alien or The Exorcist.
That would be weird.
We can't have a tie. You got to pick one.
Imagine if it was a crossover, Alien versus The Exorcist. That would be interesting.
That's because you love cats. Stop it.
One, Jordan, this is...
Is it bad that between that crossover, I feel like the cat would win?
That is true.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is the only one to survive.
I mean, come on.
I mean, it was left on the space station.
If people paid attention to the cat in that film, they'd all live.
Yeah, that's right. I would pick Alien, honestly, for number one.
I have years ago.
Very good.
And Mark's favorite movie is Martyrs.
Okay, yeah.
Horror movie.
Never seen it.
Yep. So we have a watch-along episode that I'm going to post in a little bit.
Hopefully not the remake, though, right?
Is the apex predator.
Okay, just making sure.
Horror movies, in my opinion.
I think it is very well done.
That's a good one.
No. And my second would be Jaws.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Jaws. Jaws is the only horror movie I've seen probably at least 30 times.
Jaws?
The only one? Really?
Do what?
The only one? Really?
Yeah, the only one that I watched like that many times. Yeah, like when it comes on, like I'm flicking through the TV screen and shit's popping up, and then Jaws, I'm like, stop.
Yeah, I always stop at Jaws too.
Yeah.
Jaws is the only movie that's affected my day-to-day life, right? Because I don't like going into the water because of Jaws. I can't think any other movie has made that like real life impression on me.
See, that's weird because Jaws never did that for me. It never made me afraid of the water. It made me fascinated with sharks.
Yeah, I agree because I am obsessed with sharks.
Yeah.
During Shark Week, and I even take my niece and her son to a convention all about shark education every year.
Yeah, it had a great soundtrack too. It's a great movie. The fact that you have this terrifying shark plus the soundtrack to go with it, it was just insane.
Well, the fact of it too is the only reason that it was a terrifying film was completely accidental.
Yeah,
because the mechanical shark wouldn't work as much as he wanted to have it actually on film, so they had to do that.
And the POV shot
that way, so it was completely accidental, and it's like a fuck up that became this huge fucking thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why whenever you're doing films, you can't be afraid to fuck up because it could be the next Jaws. You don't know.
That's right.
But that goes to Spielberg's just like on the fly. Oh shit! Like he's a young director. He's like 27 or something, or 25 when he made it.
Yep.
Something ridiculous. And it's like the shark, which is the star of the show, really doesn't work. Oh shit! Like you're put in that position, and this is a lot of money at that time behind the movie. Like you would be shitting yourself. You're like, come up with something, and those barrels just did a great job along with the soundtrack.
Well, see that's one of the things that I think that I disagree with the statement that any person would be shitting themselves. Like if you, that shows that whenever he makes a film, it's all about the story and the characters. It's all about that truth. Because when you're focused on that, all the other exterior obstacles, you're just like, well, fuck, that sucks. But then like you allow the story to tell you and be like, well, do it this way. Okay, cool. So he was open to that.
Right.
It wasn't the fact that he was brilliant and came up with that. I honestly believe that he was so in tune with the story and the characters and that truth that it just
and those characters are just wow. Like the actors in there, they I mean, Jaws of course is the focal point, but those other actors just were so good that just absolutely, and it just contribute to the story, and you're just engaged in that, and just like the quotable lines and all this other stuff. It just made the movie just so much better.
Well, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that around the start of the time where it was basically, when it comes to fear, it was the start of the whole, show more and tell less? Like, that kind of like, you're not really showing the shark, but you're like, you're
leaving it up to the imagination.
Yeah, you're leaving it up to the imagination. I feel like that film, just because of that fuck up, it really started that whole.
Right, and you've got movies like that, and even Alien, and like classics like that, which do such a great job of it. But then you've also got like John Carpenter's The Thing, which makes a point of showing it to the audience, right? But a lot of it is the paranoia, but the actual monster part.
True, that, and also the Predator as well. You really don't see him till like the latter part of the film.
Even Halloween, really, right? You don't see a lot of Michael Myers.
No,
that sounds about right. Yeah.
In Alien, you don't see the alien until 40 minutes in, right?
Yeah.
But in Aliens, which a lot of people say, oh, this is like a real action-packed, and it is, you don't see the first real alien until about 40 minutes in, too.
Yeah. And I love those films because it really accents on the fact of the beauty in filmmaking is, not the villain. It's not all these things that people are going to watch the movie for, in the previews or the trailers or all the other bullshit. It's the development of the characters. It's the relatability. Like, and doing that right, you can have half or more than half of the film not show shit, but you're still drawn in, and it's one that sits with you.
Yep. It's almost like a lot of movies are problem solving, right? How do these characters solve this problem, or end this conflict, or whatever it might be? And I think it takes a good eye to determine how much do we kill of this problem, and how much do we keep in the shadows. Right. Certainly for horror movies, anyway.
Yeah, my view with filmmaking has always been, and Cory can attest to this, is when in films I'm going to be making, even with Shaper and other shit, like my goal is basically like fuck the audience. I want to basically piss them off because I don't give them what they want, but I keep them intrigued.
Right.
Yeah.
So messing with expectations can be good sometimes, but I think having an approach, right, that you have an idea, and whether the audience buys into it or not is important, because I think there's like the best filmmakers are kind of arrogant. Same with the best sports players or anything else. Oh, yeah. They kind of have their vision, and they're going to have their vision no matter what. So I mean, there's things people do at a certain point in time which the director, writers stuck to their guns, and they're like, okay, well, I hope it's successful, but some success comes after the point, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, too, I feel like a lot of new filmmakers out there, like, if they're going into this thing trying to think that they're going to make a banger,
right,
in any film, whether it's out the gate or they've had a lot of time into this, like, that mentality, you will fail every time. Yep. Every single time you will fail. Like, the reason why, especially with John Carpenter, like, his shit was failing in the 80s, but then it popped off, was because he was you call it arrogance, but it was really a defending. I view he was defending, the story and the characters and that truth. He might not even really understood what was really happening, but he just felt this conviction, like, I have to make this, and he stuck with that.
So I think he had an opportunity to go into established franchises and make movies where it would have just been like a slam dunk for him. But he's like, no, I want to make the movies that I want to make.
Yep.
And again, people forget about Carpenter.
Right.
He made Memoirs.
Yeah, Escape from Precinct. Something he did that too, right?
Starman and not horror stuff too. Yes. And the Elvis.
Yeah, he did that too.
But Escape from Precinct.
Oh yeah, I love that film.
But I was lucky enough to meet John Carpenter at a convention. The only person I was ever starstruck by. But he's become the person who is like, just remake my stuff. I don't really care as long as I get paid. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, he's done that right.
He made what he wanted to make, and they later become successful. Right. And then people wanted to do remakes of them because they were now successful. And he's just like, whatever.
That's kind of like an honor, really. I mean,
good for you.
That someone wants to remake your shit. Like, I can see how some people look at that as disrespectful, and they get defensive, be like, "Well, what the fuck, dude?" But I'd look at that as an honor. Like, oh, you want it? You care about my shit to remake it? Go at it, dude. It won't be as good, but have fun.
Flattery, right?
Yeah.
There's that humble attitude we all know and love.
That's why Jim always tries to copy me.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's all I have. Jim, do you have anything else?
Jordan, you have a YouTube channel. Did you want to drop a little info about that?
Well, yeah. Well, so the YouTube channel that I was promoting in The Shape is one that's kind of dead and gone. I actually did the live stream channel on YouTube. I started back in 2012. I actually started that doing daily vlogs for my kids.
Oh, okay.
Because I was a very visual person growing up, and my dad had all these stories, and I was like, that's cool. You're telling me I want to see this shit. And I knew my kids being mini me's, they would want to see that shit too. And, I got divorced and they were, living out of state and stuff. So I wanted a way to kind of have them to look back on these, like my visits and stuff like that, the shit that they're not going to remember. And it just kind of segued into, people realizing I loved like fishing and going out in the woods. And then it kind of blew up into this whole thing. But it served its purpose. But the channel that we're doing now is actually called SYP Studios. That's where we posted the shape. And it actually stands for Shit Your Pants.
Okay.
It does. And it was funny how we came up with that name, because we were trying to come up with a name for the studio or for the YouTube channel. I was like, dude, SYP. And Lucas is like, yes, but what does that stand for? I was like, Shit Your Pants. He was like, I love it, but what does that mean? And I was like, basically, like any aspect of our films that we're going to produce on here, whether it's the sound design, the cinematography, the character development, a line someone says in the film, something's going to make someone shit their pants. We have to have that wow factor with whatever the fuck we do. Like, that's our trademark. And so we did that, and we've had a couple videos on there, and then we posted
2.4K. Yeah, it's gonna be 2.5 soon.
I think it's at like 2,500 views. Yeah, which I knew, making this film, it was gonna it's gonna blow up, because I know the YouTube algorithm after doing it for 11 years. Next Halloween, that's when it's gonna pop off. And then that's when we can start posting teasers for the trailer 2 and or the Shape 2 and shit like that. But yeah, SYP on SYP Studios on YouTube. That's what we got going, and we also have a Instagram, and we have a podcast too as well.
What's the name of the podcast?
Do what?
What's the name of the podcast?
The name of the podcast is just SYP Podcast. And we basically, the format of it is we just talk about, the opening part. We talk about, Tennessee filmmaking news, which is usually what we're doing, or, other news that's going around, which I'm sure in this next one we're going to talk about how Keith McDowell is like bowing out of the Tennessee, film festival and all that other shit that goes. We have a lot to say about that. And then we at the end of it, we pick a movie out of a hat randomly and review it, and we give it a rating, scale of 1 to 10. I gotta tell Lucas that him giving like solid number ratings and not like a 8.5 is like rookie shit. Like, he's got to,
Okay.
And then we have a segment where we talk about real shit, which is just us talking about shit that's been going on our week. We talk a lot about like men's mental health, all that shit and everything, because I want to touch on that, because there's a lot of people that don't do that, and I love talking about that shit, dude. I could talk about it. I mean, me and Cory, most of our, like half of our phone calls are about film, and the rest of it is just like mental health shit, and just just the dating world and just all this other shit. And then I become a therapist, and it's but I love it, because it's like any impact that we have on the world, like, you're gonna have an impact on the world, so you might as well make it one that's gonna be remembered, and one that's gonna make a positive impact on other people. And if it makes a negative impact on other people, like, if your intention is for it to be positive, then that's their fucking problem. Like, bro, figure it out. Like, either talk to me or fuck off. Like, that's just how it is.
I think that's a great point with social media and just the way the world is now, is that whenever, you can reach out to a lot of people, right? And it might just be one person that you help, but that's all you need to do. Right? And I know, a lot of people listen to Jim and they get very depressed about it. But, I hope I'm on the no, I'm kidding. But I think it's very important. It's an important tool that, does help. If you can help, because there's so much hate, there's so much bullshit out there, that just even saying, I'll listen to you.
Yeah.
Well, even though we went down rabbit holes, I hope you all had fun. Jordan and Cory, thanks so much, and you're always welcome.
Thank you very much, guys.